Thanks for watching County Report this week. I'm Susan Kennedy. The 11th Annual Minority Legislative Breakfast brought together a full house of elected officials and members of 3 organizing committees with the purpose of having legislators collaborate on the different challenges faced by minority communities in the county. Lorna Virgili was at the event. Lorna?
Susan, this is the one time of year where the Asian, the African American, and the Hispanic communities of Montgomery County come together and they present this list of legislative priorities to the elected officials. Over 30 top federal, state, and local officials came to hear the combined legislative agenda. They were asked to take action on several minority priorities.
With the economy being the way it is, we have a particular challenge to getting people to remember about the importance of having minority entrepreneurs, minority communities have equal opportunities.
The list of legislative items also included access to affordable housing, transportation, and health care. But the #1 priority is to put emphasis on reducing the gap in access and affordability of higher education for minority students.
I think we need to continue the progress in education because that's the foundation for everything else. When we look at unemployment, for example, job creation, enhancing the foundation for our small businesses, all of it starts with a good foundation education. So closing the achievement gap and making certain that we continue the progress in education.
In the audience, the county's top education administrators, the new superintendent of Montgomery County Public Schools, Dr. Joshua Starr, and the president of Montgomery College.
How intrusive are we in ensuring their success? So we're redesigning our student experience here at the college. We're doing significant work in that regard. And then last but not least, I would say we're really focusing on completion. So once we get someone in the door, we help them financially, we create support services for them. How do we ensure that they get to the end and reach their goals? That's what we're focusing on as well.
Really, the priority can be summarized in job creation. The governor and I are going to focus a lot on investments in public infrastructure, building more schools and redeveloping schools, building more roads and bridges, investing in public transportation, mass transportation.
Hopefully, legislators will remain fully cognizant of the changing economic and demographic landscape in the state. For County Report this week, Lorna Virgili.
A new bill that addresses this area's recent flash mob robberies has been unveiled. Councilmember Craig Rice and Delegate Jeff Waldstreicher have crafted the Flash Mob Theft Act of 2012. It will be introduced when the Maryland General Assembly meets next year and would deliver stiffer penalties on thefts committed by mobs.
What we want to do is we want to send a clear message, and it's very interesting, even as of yesterday, as our press conference was happening and we were talking with some of the youth that were in the area. They asked the question, do you think that this is a serious crime? And, you know, overwhelmingly the youth responded no. They thought that this was funny. They even knew people that were a part of the flash mob who participated in it, who actually had already been sentenced as a part of this crime. And they thought it was funny. So it's clear that, again, our kids aren't getting the message, and so what we want to do is just make sure that they understand. We're not trying to lock kids up. We're not trying to, ruin their lives, but at the same time, we're trying to help them understand that that could happen if they participate in these kinds of crimes. It really is important for us to make sure that message is heard.
Also this week, discussion on the MARC train schedules and possible cutbacks in stops here in Montgomery County. MARC says it wants to bypass some stations in Montgomery County with the intent of providing more reliable service. Council President Roger Berliner says this proposal has raised a lot of concern among council members.
What we want from our MARC train system is more service, not less. And actually what we discovered was that we are constrained by parking lots in our county, that we simply don't have the capacity, that we could have an incredibly increased amount of passengers if we had more parking available. So to me, that's the big message, is that we need to work with the state to increase the ridership, not to make changes such that we potentially lose some riders. Now the MTA people did say to us, we're only talking about a handful of people that would be affected by these changes, and that they believe that the increased efficiency is necessary in order to get the confidence of their riders. So we're looking very carefully at this, ask them for more information, and then waiting for the county executives people to do their own analysis, and hopefully we'll provide some comments.
This week, County Executive Ike Leggett announced that Global Lifeside Development Corporation will be the private sector partner for the development of 115 acres right off Route 29 and Industrial Parkway in the East County. This site will serve as a mixed-use village that will create one of the nation's premier life sciences clusters around the FDA headquarters. The center will also feature a variety of housing choices, trails, parks and outdoor spaces, educational facilities, restaurants, shops, and other amenities.
This multi-use development will literally transform a brownfield into a world-class bioscience employment and research center. And even more exciting, this legacy project will be a catalyst for future and further economic development, not only on Route 29 corridor, but in the East County, but to all of Montgomery County and the entire Greater Washington and Mid-Atlantic region.
Still ahead on County Report this week, officials break ground on a new NIH facility that will bring more jobs to Montgomery County. And Dr. Joshua Starr releases his first budget as superintendent. We'll give you the bottom line.
I'm Rockville 11's Bridget Breuer. The Rockville City Police are ready to take a dive for charity. We'll have that story when County Report this week continues.
Have you ever parked illegally in a reserved accessible parking space?
And thought, what's the harm? I'm only going to be a minute.
We know how important it is to have reserved parking.
And the adjacent striped access aisles provide necessary space needed for assistance devices like my wheelchair and my service dog.
Respect the need for reserved parking and the laws that govern its use.
On behalf of everyone with accessible plates and placards,
we are asking you
to respect the space.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? Now there is only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC 311 is Montgomery County government's new online and telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Remember, call 311 to get it done.
Welcome back to County Report this week. Every year, for just a small donation, you too can have the chance to help out Special Olympics of Maryland, but doing it might cause you to be a bit chilly. Our Bridget Breuer has more. Bridget?
That's right. The Rockville City Police are ready to step outside of their comfort zone and their body temperature zone to raise money for Special Olympics.
Officer Chris Day of the Rockville City Police is ready to take the plunge right in the Chesapeake Bay to raise money for Special Olympics Maryland.
The first year the city did it was 3 years ago, and it was a snowstorm. Water wasn't too cold. The next year the water was freezing. It was more freezing than the snowstorm. So it's a fun time. You come out and your hands turn to ice. So it's one of those things that you just got to deal with.
Officer Day says giving back to the community through this charity and others is what police work is all about.
We have the athletes to participate in the Special Olympics that live inside the corporate city limits, and it's good to put a name and a face to police officers while we do this. You know, we're not all out here writing tickets, locking up bad guys all the time. That's our job, but we got to, you know, give back to the community saying, hey, we're participating in this, and this is what we do. And with the fundraisers that we do with the raffle tickets of the motorcycle, the T-shirt sales, anything we can try to help out with the Special Olympics, we just want to show the community that we're actually giving back also at this point.
If people want to help out and make a donation, what should they do?
They can go to www.plungemd.com, and then they can type Rockville City Police Department. That's our team name, and then they can make a team donation that way. We're just trying to raise anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 this year to give back to the Special Olympics to help out for the plunge to add our money into the pot, since it is one of the largest polar bear plunges in the world.
Montgomery County Police are investigating the robbery of a Silver Spring restaurant. Officer Janelle Smith with Montgomery County Police is here with the details. Officer, tell us what happened here.
Well, Susan, it was Saturday morning at approximately 12:36 a.m. when the owner of the Spring Garden restaurant located in the 8600 block of 16th Street in Silver Spring was locking his business for the night. He was returning to his car in the parking lot when he was accosted by two suspects. The two suspects threatened the victim, knocked him to the ground, and took his keys. With the keys, they returned to the business, let themselves in, and removed cash from the business. They then threatened the victim and fled. The victim contacted police, and detectives from the robbery section obtained video from inside the store. Based on this video, the detectives are asking that anyone who may recognize the suspects to contact them at 240-773-5100.
Okay. Thanks very much, Officer Janelle Smith, Montgomery County Police. On December 7th, Superintendent Dr. Joshua Starr unveiled his recommended $2.1 billion budget for the 2012-2013 school year. Major themes in Dr. Starr's presentation included more student-focused learning and improving instruction for every child every day.
People from across Montgomery County came to Richard Montgomery High School on Wednesday night to hear Superintendent Joshua Starr's first budget address.
But I've requested a maintenance of effort budget, a 2% increase, the smallest request in 12 years that meets our MOE, meets our maintenance of effort.
The $41 million increase accounts for next year's enrollment growth of 2,250 additional students, as well as higher insurance and transportation costs. Dr. Starr also included in his budget pay increases for employees who have not received cost of living raises for the past 3 years. While the recommended budget does not impact class size or reduce school-based staffing, it does recommend cutting 17.8 central office positions, as well as reorganizing some central office departments.
There's one thing that we need to be organized around: improving instruction for every child every day. That's our job.
Dr. Starr proposed accomplishing this goal by continuing to foster strong community engagement by partnering with parents, nonprofits, and county government agencies, as well as improving educational interventions and supports for all students.
We need comprehensive support. Supports are not only academic. They might be social-emotional. They might be family-related.
Dr. Starr also focused on the importance of professional development for staff to include professional learning communities.
Professional learning communities, I believe, are the single most important thing we can do, and I want every single employee actively engaged in one as of September 1st.
And while MCPS faces the challenges of growing enrollment, with more students impacted by poverty and language barriers, Dr. Starr is committed that all children can succeed.
Smart is not something you are. Smart is something you become through hard work. How do we get the smartest kids and the greatest people? We focus on exceeding our expectations. We focus on trusting each other, and we focus on social justice for our kids and our community.
The big message that really resonated with me was the message he gave about being innovative. We've done a lot of things well, but it's time to get to the next level. We have to start doing things a little bit differently and experimenting and embracing our mistakes so it helps us grow.
This is a maintenance of effort budget request, and in many ways that's what this does. It simply maintains the effort. I think it's critical to recognize in what Dr. Starr said, it's not that we don't need more, and it's not that we couldn't use more. It's that we're going to take a year to really figure out whether we're maximizing the resources we have and be able to articulate what we need for moving forward.
I think the school system is in good hands with Dr. Starr and the new vision he's offering MCPS.
Dr. Starr's budget plan now goes to the Board of Education for study and review. To get community input, the board will hold public hearings and work sessions in January. In February, the board will approve their version of the budget, which will then be sent to the county executive and the county council. Officials have broken ground on the new National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases in Twin Brook. It's expected 2,000 employees will be located at this new facility, which is located in this transit-friendly area of the county. The building complements existing biosciences facilities nearby, and it's expected to be complete in 2014.
Not only will this new wonderful facility continue the tradition that NIAID has started in helping throughout the world in the areas of diseases, it will add yet another key office property to the luster array of beautiful properties around Montgomery County. I want to congratulate GSA, JBG, NIAD, and everyone who had some responsibility in making this day, although a rainy day, a very beautiful day for us here in Montgomery County. Thank you and congratulations.
Still to come, if you like to play video games as much as your kids, well, we have the perfect gift for you. And Richard Montgomery finally gets his due. When County Report This Week continues.
Bring your own reusable bag when you shop, and starting January 1st, you'll save 5 cents for every store bag you don't need. A new law requires retailers in Montgomery County to charge 5 cents for the plastic or paper bags they provide to customers, because plastic bags are the biggest single source of waterway litter. And every year, Montgomery County spends $3 million on cleanup. So do yourself and the environment a favor. Bring your reusable bag when you shop. You'll fight litter and keep the change.
Hey everybody, I'm Jim.
I'm John, and we're the Feasty Boys, reminding you to can it, cool it, and throw it away.
We're talking about cooking oil and grease.
Instead of dumping it down the drain, put it in an old can, store it in the fridge, and when it gets hard, just throw it away.
It keeps the pipes clear and no sewage backups.
So can it,
cool it,
and throw it away to help protect the bay.
To learn more and get these nifty can covers, log on to WSSCwater.com.
Can it!
Welcome back to County Report. Montgomery County recently took a step back in time to honor this county's namesake. Revolutionary War hero Richard Montgomery now has a marker on Route 28 in downtown Rockville. It was all part of an effort by the Maryland Historical Trust. As an 8th grader, Stuart Grosvenor was curious about the new high school he was about to attend.
Well, I knew that I'd be going to Richard Montgomery High School. I had no idea who that was, and I wanted to find out.
And you're a Richard Montgomery student, right?
Yes.
Stuart found out that Richard Montgomery was a Revolutionary War hero who Montgomery County was named after.
I thought that more people in the county would know who the county was named for, but after a little bit of surveying in the library and the grocery store, found that pretty much no one knew.
So he discovered why people should know more about one of the first American war heroes.
He was the first general to die in the Revolution. He was originally in the British Army, but he decided to change sides. He was one of the youngest generals who fought at that time. He was essentially trying to take back all of Canada. He took 2 or 3 major forts, and he made it all the way to Quebec, and he died there. There's an illustration of the death of Richard Montgomery when he was shot, and it shows everyone around him in shock.
Stuart's project was submitted to the Maryland Historical Trust. They place markers all across the state. His application to place a marker honoring Richard Montgomery was approved.
The most important criterion is statewide significance. It was such a logical marker subject, our first national war hero and the namesake of the county. So we were glad to review it and work with him to get it installed.
236 years after his death, the memory of Richard Montgomery was brought back to life in downtown Rockville.
Now therefore be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby proclaims December 2, 2011 as Richard Montgomery Day in Montgomery County. Yay!
I think that the program has been a really easy way to bring attention to things that are important.
I hope that they'll learn who our county's named for and who the school is named for.
Well, educational video games are not just for kids anymore. If your holiday shopping includes video games, then this next story is for you.
Video games are sure to top gift lists again this year. With a variety of game consoles and devices out there, how do you decide which ones are a good buy? We asked Deb Solomon, the coordinator of Montgomery College's Gaming and Simulation program, to help us sort it all out. Let's start with games for the kids.
A tool like the iPad or the Android tablets, your child can grow into it. So unlike some of the other toys like the Leapster tablet, which kind of expires when you reach second grade or so, the iPad will grow with your child, and there are apps for all ages.
And most apps are free or low cost. PC and game console options can also grow with your child, but the games can come with a high price tag. Along with the popular entertainment games, Deb says there are plenty of educational options.
There's so many educational games out there, from games that provide physical exercise to games that will really exercise your brain. If you think of any kind of subject that you would be studying in high school or in elementary school, there's a game to fit one of those subjects. So for example, there's history games. Muzzy Software makes a suite of games about history where you can replay history and change the outcome.
And yes, there are educational games for adults and teens too. In fact, some are cleverly designed to help you learn to do things like concentrate or relax.
Play Attention is a game for people with ADHD to help them focus and concentrate. So for that game, you can't proceed in the game until you're concentrating appropriately for the game. And it actually reads your brain waves to determine if you're concentrating enough.
And if you want to relax after a hectic day of holiday shopping, this game uses biofeedback to teach you relaxation techniques.
The Washington Revels has been an institution in our area for over 25 years. The group performs for all ages and is known for reviving and celebrating cultural history. The story now from our friends at Montgomery Community Media.
Well, the Revels really is a performance community. We're a community of performers, people that love to sing, dance, create theater, tell stories, design wonderful crafted props and theatrical properties. And we come together to explore traditional material, the stuff of our ancestors, jump in the broom, you know, kind of Christmas celebrations, Hanukkah celebrations, turning of the year, the things that we used to celebrate as a community, and it's a little hard to find that. The Washington Revels is a place where people come together to kind of play again. We're getting ready for the Winter Solstice show. This year it will feature the treasures of Spain, the three great cultures, the Moorish culture, the Sephardic Jewish culture, and the Iberian Christian culture. Around the 10th century, the blossoming of these three great cultures. So these auditions are open to anyone who wants to call and join us.
For more information about upcoming Washington Revels auditions or how to become a member, visit their website or call 301-587-3835. Up next on County Report, a reminder of an important service provided by the county during this holiday season. And special recognition for the Maryland Soccerplex. We'll be right back.
Everybody can use a friend, so why not become one of the libraries? Friends of the Library is a nonprofit organization with one mission: to enhance Montgomery County libraries. With chapters at 15 branches, 2 bookstores, and more than 100 volunteers, they make a difference. For librarians, the Friends provide training, scholarships, and new technologies. For the public, programs such as the Literary Luncheon Series, which celebrates local authors, or the Summer Reading Program for kids are offered. Visiting one of the Friends bookstores at Wheaton Library or in the Randolph Hills Shopping Center is always a bargain. Donate your books there too. To find out more, call 240-777-0020 or go online to folmc.org.
MC English professor Dr. Rita Kranitas has been awarded the prestigious Fulbright Lecture Research Award. The award enables her to conduct a year of research at Addis Ababa University on how English writing is taught across educational levels. Celebrate the holiday season with Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Darlene Love December 23rd at the Perilla Performing Arts Center on MC's Rockville campus. You'll hear her #1 hits including He's a Rebel, Da-Do Ron Ron, and Christmas Baby Please Come Home. And don't miss an exciting new exhibit of landscape drawings by artist Joseph Smolinski in the open gallery at the Cafferts Foundation Arts Center on MC's Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus. The exhibit runs through January 2nd. For more information about the endless possibilities at your community college, visit our website.
Welcome back. In our Pet of the Week segment this week, Kathy Stanhope has a snow white cat named Jellyfish who needs a new home for the holidays.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society. And this lovely gentleman is Jellyfish. If you are hoping for a white Christmas, I don't think the weather is going to cooperate, but this is the way to do it. He is pure white. He is absolutely gorgeous. He's calm. He's loving. I'm told he is just a wonderful lab cat, but very playful. He likes to play with toys. He came in here because his owners had to move, and unfortunately they were unable to take him with them. And he's not happy in a cage. He definitely wants to go home, and he wants a nice lap to curl up on, and maybe a nice fire to sit next to. He would like that. He is a very, very calm kitty, and I don't know if you can see it on the TV, but with the pure white face, he has got the most gorgeous green, emerald green eyes. He is just a real handsome guy, and like I said, he just wants to go home with you. Now remember, with the holidays coming up, be very careful with your cats and your dogs with the Christmas trees and any tinsel. Don't let them get to the presents. If you have a lot of chocolate lying around in those stockings, you don't want to let your dogs and cats eat that. That can be deadly for them. So remember to take really good care of your animals during the holiday season and in the cold. You don't want to let them out too much, and when they dry their feet off when they come in, and don't just leave them in the backyard because they get cold too. But if you do want a new addition to the family, you definitely should consider Jellyfish here. He wants to go home with you, so come on down to the shelter and meet him, or give us a call at 240-773-5967, or you can visit him, Jellyfish, at the web at mchumane.org, because he definitely wants to meet you.
Well, the holidays are upon us, and that means lots of celebrations. Tom Pogue is here with this week's transportation update to tell us about an important county service that's offered to residents who may have had one too many.
Hi, I'm Tom Pogue, Community Relations Manager for the Department of Transportation. Here's an update from Montgomery County. This season, don't let a holiday celebration become a tragedy. Every year, more than 400 people are injured in alcohol-related collisions in Montgomery County. If you're drinking, designate a driver. If anyone in your party has had too much to drink, see that they get a ride home with someone sober or call them a taxi. The Washington Regional Alcohol Program, or WRAP, is a nonprofit public-private coalition formed to fight drunk driving. Through state, federal, and corporate funding, WRAP operates a free cab service called Sober Ride. If you need a ride home from the district or surrounding counties, including Montgomery, call Sober Ride at 800-200-TAXI. Sober Ride will give you a free ride home up to a $30 fare. Since 1993, Sober Ride has provided 49,000 free cab rides to impaired drivers. For more information on taxi service in Montgomery County, go to our website at montgomerycountymd.gov. We're working to keep your holidays safe.
And finally, the playing field at the Maryland Soccerplex Stadium has been named the 2011 Sports Turf Managers Association Field of the Year for schools and parks. And this week, the council recognized the folks at the Soccerplex for that honor. During 2011, the Soccerplex hosted nearly 200 matches despite numerous obstacles along the way.
This is a very exciting honor because this was our most challenging year
ever at the Soccerplex. If you follow weather and all the trials that we had, to win this award this year was really sweet.
Well, that does it for this week's show. Next week, we will be here with a look back at some of the top stories here in Montgomery County for 2011. I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.